What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm here with the RedSec video, the only RedSec video that you need to watch to help you get started on your Battle Royale journey. Because let's face it, if you're like me, you're about 40 years old, you work 50, 60 hours a week, you don't have time to watch YouTube all day and scour and watch multiple videos. You want one video to help you break it down to as easy as possible to help you get started. And I'm here to tell you I can help you out. Now, if you're new here, my name is Gabe, former Call of Duty pro, now turned to Battlefield pro, and I'm here to help you out as much as possible. So if you like Battlefield content and want to continue watching it, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It helps me out a lot, and it's free for you. All right, before we start the game, the first thing we're gonna go over are custom weapons. There are weapons that you can customize, kind of like loadout guns that you can pick up in the game. Every so often in the game, there are going to be these weapon drops. Inside those weapon drops, you can get your custom guns. And the cool thing about this BR is when you jump out of the plane and land on the ground, your starter pistol is going to be a customizable pistol. So what you want to do is you want to go through here, you want to select whichever pistol you want. I have this one selected. You're going to want to build it out, whichever attachments you want. And this is the gun you're going to have as a starter pistol. Now, the next thing is you want to go in here, you want to favorite whichever gun you think you're going to want to use in the BR. Now, if you've been playing this game quite a bit, you kind of already know which guns that you might have an idea that you want to use inside the BR, and they should all be right here in the favorited section. If not, you want to select whichever gun you want, you want to build it out to how you want, and then you want to make sure that you favorite it, okay? Because inside the weapon drops, the only guns that are going to show up as your customizable weapons are the guns that you favorited. So again, go through here, select whichever guns you want, and make sure they're favorited. We'll go more into the weapon drops later on in this video. Now, when it comes to selecting a class, it's all going to be personal preference. My top pick and the one I've been using the most is Recon. When you start out, your gadget's going to be the motion sensor and the Recon drone. It's very important. This map is pretty big. Having the ability to be able to spot your opponent is super crucial, and it's very important for easy kills. Along with these two gadgets, you're going to have your sniper rifle proficiency as well as your passive spotting. I'll go through the other ones. You can pause it and read it if you want, as well as the engineer and the assault, which I don't suggest that you pick. It's not that good of a class at all. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Ring of Fire. Just like in any other Battle Royale, the zone is going to shrink, forcing you towards the center of the map. Call of Duty has the gas zone, Apex has I think it's like an electrical fence zone, whatever it is. But in Battlefield, it's a Ring of Fire. Now, before this game came out, the developers were saying that this is the deadliest ring in any BR, and that it would kill you instantly. Although it doesn't kill you instantly, it is very deadly. As soon as the ring touches you, you have about a second to a second and a half before it actually kills you. So there is a little bit of wiggle room, but you're not going to be able to make like gas plays in Call of Duty where you're able to stay in the gas for like a long period of time. So if it touches you, it's not going to kill you instantly, which I do like. In RedSec, there are three main sources of loot: by the containers scattered around the map, vehicles, and by completing contracts. The first thing we're going to go over are the weapon containers. There are three types of containers: the grayish green, red, and black. Most of the time, the gray containers are going to have common weapons along with an armor plate and a throwable. Now, the red containers are class specific. So for example, if I'm running the Recon class and I open a red container, I'm going to get a sniper rifle along with probably a proximity mine throwable. If I'm running support, I'm going to get an LMG with some smoke grenades. And if I'm running an engineer, I'm more likely to get an SMG. And if I'm running assault, I'm usually going to get an assault rifle along with probably a grenade. The black containers in this game are more of like a legendary type container. So for example, I open up one of those, I'm usually going to get probably either a blue or a purple gun, as well as an airstrike. Along with the containers, there's also vehicles that are going to be scattered around the map. And depending on the vehicle, is going to depend on what kind of loot you get. So for example, they have the civilian cars, which are the box trucks and the orange vans. We'll just have general loot, sometimes plates. There are the police and military vehicles that are more likely to give you a better gun as well as ammo, and the ambulances, which you usually get some defibs and some plates. And also, the last source of loot is going to be by completing contracts, but usually you'll get an uncommon gun or a legendary gun. Now, sometimes while looting containers, you'll come across these weapon kits. There's a weapon kit for every type of gun in the game. These are very important to upgrade your guns. So for example, I have an SMG that's gray. I can take it all the way up to purple. And every time you use the weapon kit, you can either upgrade the range, capacity, and recoil control. But just remember, you can only get it to purple. You can't get it to red because that's a customizable weapon. Use these to your advantage because sometimes you won't be able to get your custom weapon drop, but these weapon kits are key. Even though getting your custom gun isn't a mandatory thing in this BR, it is nice to have. Every so often, they'll drop scattered around the map. When you open the weapon drop, you can choose from any of your favorited guns that you have that you favorited. So hopefully you went through there and favorited the guns that you wanted to try. These drops contain customizable weapons that you favorited before you started the game. So hopefully you paid attention to the beginning of this video and you actually went through and favorited the guns. They did a pretty good job of balancing the guns in the map, especially with the weapon kits that you can use to upgrade weapons found around the map. From the start of the game, everyone has one redeploy to use as long as the redeploy timer is still active. If the respawn timer is expired or you die again after being redeployed, your teammate or whoever's left alive has to go to the redeploy tower to get you back. Redeploy towers are scattered all around the map and are pretty straightforward. All you have to do is find one on the map, activate it, and stay in the green circle until the timer is up. But be careful, because as soon as you activate the redeploy tower, it's going to show up on the map, and it's also going to let off a really loud, annoying sound, letting anyone near know that you're redeploying.